It's been an off-season of collecting and securing high-quality ingredients for the 49ers. Brock Purdy's deal, top of the list. It's the reason why the 49ers are at the very top of the NFL in at least one metric of spending. And it makes it perfect that I am here in Italy, outside of Naples, a town called Caiazzo, where they serve the world's best pizza. We got to meet the celebrity himself. I would say it's like the Michael Jordan of Italy, Franco Pepe, who is, they call the pizzaiolo. It's a pizza chef of Pepe and Grani. And over the past couple days, what we ate, because we went 2 nights in a row to this restaurant, what we ate was truly, truly earth-shattering. And it just so happens that I have my 49ers pie chart out. This comes out every year. We look at 49ers spending divisions, and it looks like a really good pizza this year for San Francisco. I mean, when we talk about San Francisco's spending divisions and their ability to make the salary cap situation work, I think it's more astounding this year than it's ever been. Take this, for example. They are ranked number 1 in terms of annual average value of contracts cumulatively added up across all positions at $373.8 million. They're ranked number 4 in cash spend, yet they are down at number 27 in salary cap impact for 2025. So they've made their combined salary cap hits in this 2025 season rank near the bottom of the league. They've got the second most cap space of any team in football right now. Yet they are spending at one of the highest levels in the entire NFL. That's exactly where the 49ers are at right now. So the pie that you see, the salary cap spending divisions for this 2025 season, it is one that quite frankly, we've never seen in NFL history before. And even more remarkably, the 49ers have a massive amount of dead money on their books this year. $92 million leads the league, yet they still have the second most cap space in the league, and they still lead the league in at least one category of spending, that APY per year, over $373 million in cumulative APY money per season. These things typically don't go together, but as I wrote up on the San Francisco Standard, the 49ers and the Eagles, they've been the standard bearers in terms of pushing money hits back against the cap, using void years, parking money into void years, taking advantage of the wave of the rising salary cap, and really turning NFL economics on their head. Like, this is truly revolutionary stuff that the 49ers and the Eagles have been doing to stay in very good salary cap shape, even with all the spending they've been doing, even with the dead money that they've been accruing. Both the 49ers and the Eagles have accrued a lot of dead money by design, because dead money, it's not a bad word. Some people think that it is, but dead money is simply money that has not yet hit the salary cap, that's been paid to a player, that must hit the cap when their contract terminates. And if you've parked a lot of money in void years, inevitably means a lot of void money, a lot of that money will become dead money at some point, as it has for the 49ers. So revolutionary way of operating for San Francisco, and we are in that revolutionary spot here in southern Italy. When you look at the fields in front of me here outside of Caiazzo, everybody knows Naples as the pizza capital of the world. Naples is the big city about an hour away from here. But one of the reasons that Italian pizza and Neapolitan pizza is so good is because of the freshness of the ingredients, specifically the tomatoes for the sauce, that come from this region, from these fields. So I figured, what if we went to a small town outside of Naples, so we wouldn't have to deal with the gritty, rugged city? What if we went closer to the ingredients to try to find the best pizza? And it turns out that we found an absolute award winner. An award winner who sticks to the basics of pizza, the tradition of pizza here in Italy, but also tries to push it forward with his own modern inventions. For example, everybody for a long time had said that tomato sauce needs to be the base of a pizza, and he's got his own margarita that pays homage to that. But he's also said, well, why take a fresh tomato and put it in a burning oven? Why not make mozzarella, the cheese, the base of the pizza, and then put the tomato, still fresh, in a puree on top? That's his reverse margarita pizza. Different way of doing things, leading the way now as far as making the best pizza in the world. 49ers and Eagles, different way of doing things, two of the most successful teams in the NFL. Between the fried pizza that we had and the dessert pizza that we had here in Caiazzo, we ate so well. The fried pizza, it's all about the dough. And this guy was on the Netflix show that highlighted all the pizza chefs, but it's all about the dough. He's able to make fried pizza something that actually tastes refreshing and doesn't weigh you down. And he's taken ingredients from Mount Vesuvius, like the apricots in this dessert pizza. He's taken those ingredients and put them on this dessert pizza and created something that is absolutely out of this world. In Caiazzo, beautiful, beautiful town, an hour outside of Naples in Italy. So there really is no better time for a pie chart, right? Why don't we go through some of the 49ers spending divisions, as you could see here on this pie chart. The dead money, 31.2%, nearly a third of the 49ers, $300 million in cap liabilities this year. To me, it's just astounding that they're operating in such a revolutionary way. It's them and the Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles, to where they've been able to defer so many of these cap payments into the future that they can shoulder the dead money now and still have money left over. And of course, unused salary cap space carries over from season to season. That's how the 49ers are going to be able to handle some of these escalating costs, because as you can see, many of the costs right now have stayed relatively depressed. Everything on this table that is highlighted in red as far as rank goes means that it's a below average rank. So the 49ers are spending a below average amount against the cap in 2025 versus the rest of the league. So QB, for example, you just gave Brock Purdy the contract, which is worth $53 million annually on the surface. Well, they've only dedicated $12.5 million of cap hit to the quarterback position this year. And that includes Purdy, and that includes his backups. That includes Mac Jones, and that includes Tanner Mordecai. That includes the 7th round pick, Curtis Rourke. That ranks number 27 of all teams in the NFL. To give you a little bit of an idea of perspective, the 49ers at $12.5 million of cap hits for QBs this year. The team back when Jimmy Garoppolo was with them, who happens to be Italian, well, we're here in Italy, but Jimmy Garoppolo was accounting for about $24 million. And the 49ers ranked up around half, between number 10 and 15 as far as QB cap hit went. So they've more aggressively backloaded as time has gone on. And with that backloading, they've kept the QB spending down at number 27. Yes, it is scheduled to increase over the future years, but if Purdy and the 49ers have their way, he will sign a new contract around 2027, and they can continue surfing the wave of the rising salary cap. Running back, $14.9 million. That's a little bit above average. And then Kyle Juszczyk, he has this funny situation where they cut him, so they incurred some dead money, and then they re-signed him. So they're paying double for Kyle Juszczyk, but it's not like they're paying more than they otherwise would have, because the dead money is simply what they would have owed Kyle Juszczyk anyway against the cap. They just chose to shoulder it now by cutting him, letting him explore the market, and returning. So running back is an interesting position group for San Francisco. They have kept the spending there, though, against the 2025 cap near average. How about this? At receiver, the 49ers are at $22.4 million, number 19. And that's despite the fact that this big deal for Brandon Ayuk was signed last year. Again, escalating costs. It's not the most financially efficient deal for the 49ers right now while he's hurt, but things can change quickly in the NFL if Brandon Ayuk is able to come back with a vengeance for the 49ers. We'll see how he does. I think that his stock now should be rising based on what we saw toward the end of the offseason program. A lot of people were trying to pile on to Brandon Ayuk, and I don't think it was necessarily all that fair. He was out on the field with his teammates. He was in the meeting room acting like a coach for the 49ers. He is doing what he can to try to come back from what obviously was a very, very disappointing 2024 season. Tight end, that's one of the positions of the 49ers in the top 10 in spending. Unsurprisingly, new deal for George Kittle actually lowered his salary cap hit, though. So even there, where they ranked number 9, the 49ers have reduced costs against the 2025 cap because their strategy is to move money backwards. That is how they're affording this star-studded roster. Offensive line and defensive line expenditures. This will not come as a surprise to some of you. The offensive line for the 49ers, They're at number 21 in the NFL. 39.7 million cumulatively spent there. Trent Williams might be the highest paid offensive lineman in the whole league, but the 49ers have not spent big anywhere else along that O-line in quite some time. So it's one of those situations where they're going to have to spend. They're going to be forced into either cash or draft capital or both allocation to offensive line, just given the fact that somebody like Colton McKivitz is only under contract for one more season. And I don't think that the 49ers are going to be able to get this guy at a discount any longer, considering the fact that McKivitz's backup, Jalen Moore, just signed for $15 million annually with the Kansas City Chiefs. You can forget about the days where Colton McKivitz will be making less than $6 million a year. So maybe we see that money dedicated to the offensive line increase for the 49ers, just like the money dedicated to the defensive line is increasing. So is the draft capital. They had neglected defensive line for a while, the 49ers had. It had been several years since they used a premium draft pick, and this year they spent the first rounder on Mykel Williams. There's some money there, although the cap hit's not huge because of the rookie wage scale. But they also used picks on Alfred Collins and CJ West. Then when they traded for Bryce Huff, the 49ers negotiated a discount with the Philadelphia Eagles, but that discount still means $7.7 million added to the 49ers salary cap. Linebacker, it's number 5 for the 49ers. They just paid Fred Warner, lowered his cap hit, but still making a whole heck of a lot of money. $21.1 million allocated on the 2025 salary cap for linebacker for San Francisco. And then, the interesting trend here is that defensive back, it's a position where the 49ers are getting much more cost efficient. Obviously, Charvarius Ward is gone. They did pay Deommodore Lenoir, but his cap hit's only $5.8 million this year. So they were able to successfully backload that deal. Their DB spending is under $20 million cumulatively on the 2025 cap. That ranks number 29 in the league. So you should be able to get a good gauge, a good idea of how the 49ers are operating, how they're divvying up pieces of this pie, just like we divvied up the pieces of the best pizza in the world here in Caiazzo. From one pie to another, to the meandering back streets of this beautiful town, the 49ers financial update is in order. They've got the ingredients in place to field a really good football team in 2025. And now it's a matter of truly bringing them all together into a beautiful product once they hit the field in just a couple months.